Hey guys, it's me, Leah, and I can't believe it. It's already the June 23rd, 2025. Today is 5 years of my SMS journey. That was because today started it all. I can't believe it. I've been dealing with it since I was 12 years old, guys. 12. Sorry, I got myself with the razor blades, so just have a pain on my finger. So yeah. I will tell you what Gina affects in my story. Since that was an impact when I first started the channel years ago. When I was on my 3rd year of it. I kept it silent for a while, but it's being rare. I didn't get the awareness out. So one way or another, and I was end up being to YouTube. So yeah, today, 5 years ago, we were on in June 23rd, 2020. I was diagnosed with my Smith-Magenis syndrome, or SMS for short. At 12 years old. June 23rd, 2020. I was diagnosed with my Smith-Magenis syndrome, or SMS for short, that day at 12 years old. And I wanted to go to that appointment. It was virtual at the time since of the pandemic, but I wanted to go to it. But instead, I fell asleep on the sofa. And it took us 12 years, guys. 12. And that was very hard to hear at the time. But that was really new. What was causing me to have my seizures. So guys, even though you don't see me often having them, I do have them. And it's just part of the syndrome, unfortunately. And I looked it up. It's like, yeah, them kids are like me. with SMS with it. So because it caused me to have the seizures, it's the weight issues, the scoliosis, all the things. And it's just really hard to understand it at the same time. Yeah. And Imish, and we didn't know about it at the time, guys. It took us this long to find out and get the diagnosis. Cis-former syndrome. And when you hear your kid having that diagnosis, it's rough. Because I'm such a Mario, you're the case of it, but the kids I did have a lot worse than what I have it. So hard because and my brain doesn't work like it used to, guys. My brain doesn't listen to signal anymore. Because the gene affected it. It affects it's the 17th chromosome and the short arm, that PR, that short arm of it. So 17p11.2 or the RAI1 gene. So that gene for me got mutated when I was developing in my mom's womb. And neither of my parents have it. This was a de novo. And we didn't know about it at the time. It's hard to hear any kind of diagnosis for your child. Because I think we've got to deal with as a parent, and nonetheless. because it took us a while. We were going to get a diagnosis after 5 years living with it. You knew it was just going to be our life now. Our life now. And we were okay with it. But it doesn't stop us fighting at all. If anything, any diagnosis for your child would go to bad. And it is very hard at the beginning, and it goes us, especially the diagnosis has to come literally the day before my mama's birthday. So it was a birthday present. She was like, so you can say it was an early on birthday present. She wasn't expecting from the doctor, but nonetheless, it was. Since I was diagnosed with my SMS, so on June 23rd, which is the day right before my mama's birthday. Since her birthday is on June 24th. So that was rough on us, for sure. Especially what we went through, which is going to be a whole different video in itself. Retelling the story at the 5-year mark. Because that was a whole journey in itself. Oh, sure, there was just my SMS diagnosis, but it was a lot more wild. You understand? That's why it deserves its own video. It was a whole lot more wild than it was this getting. And there was from our journey to SMS. Guys, I think 5 years ago I was diagnosed. It's hard to deal with, but I can't believe it. We already at the 5-year mark. Okay. I can't believe I was fighting this fight for 5 years. Yeah, I was a part of my journey until 12 years old, but nonetheless, we got it. And there are people out there who will support you with it, and there are people out there that won't. And I experienced that very quickly, not just last year, but real quickly this year. No, it was more quickly last year than it was this year. That there are people out there that doesn't want to deal with, they don't want to deal with the SMS. Full stop. But because there's always those bad apples. But they're the good apples too. So keep it as a positive. They're the good apples as well, but the good apples either come before or after. For me, it was both. Before and after. And there are the teachers, and there are people out there that really want to, even at school, you know, those educators out there that want to, you know, really understand the kids' needs and medical conditions. And there's some that, like, what I dealt with, they don't. Yeah. And it's hard to deal with it, but at the same time, guys, SMS isn't a hard journey you need to deal with, so it's to get used to it. Since I'm almost an adult this year, and it's already been 5 years since I was diagnosed with my Smith-Magenis syndrome. And next year will be the 6th year. And I got a birthday. Because next year I'll be 19. And on the 19th. Yeah. That is when it's not your golden birthday. Because I'll be 19. And on the 19th. Because actually it's my 19th birthday. On August 19th. Yeah. My golden, yeah. So that's my golden birthday. My golden year, if you will. And I will wear my Golden Girl shirt. To get even more golden. If you ever watched the show on Golden Girls, you know, let's go watch the real ones of it now. Other girls have now died. Betty White was the last girl to die. Because Betty White was the one who played Rose Nyland from the show. I have all 4 of the girl ornaments. Rose, Blanche, and Sophia and Dorothy. Yep, I have all 4 girls now in my ornament collection. Rose, Blanche, and Dorothy, and Sophia, and now they're gonna go on this now. I'm not that good as they were for the first 4 years I've been doing it. So that's why the past couple of years I went with a couple of different ones. I know this year was Make a Move. I went with for my ornamented this year. Which is a chessboard. Which I love. Forgot what last year I got. Ornament last year. We're going to see the Christmas tree this year. I will post a picture of it this year for sure. And I actually recorded this on my birthday. Can't believe it. She's gonna be 9 this year. Does it hi to the camera, sweets? Guys, this is from Juliet. She had a rough on herself And we'll do a whole video on how she is and where she is and where is she now, sort of video, her story, and a different time. But this is my story, I mean, not her story. And it's hard because some kids mean that because some parents don't know where the excess weight gain is coming from, the scoliosis is coming from, but scoliosis is very common in men anyway, so even a neurotypical person can get it. It's just a common medical condition. Seizures, there's a times the autism, and autism is a standalone condition in itself, but also says the autistic tendencies, that's why. And that was for me, it was 2. It was just the autism. But by the time I was 12, we knew there was a genetic factor for it. And no one should have to deal with it, guys. No one should have to deal with it. And this is why, if you see your kids having weight gain that's not from overeating, that's a sign of the SMS. You just keep seeing those signs, so then I will actually highly recommend it. Go to your kid's pediatrician, and if they're young enough, if it's through 18. But if you're already young kids 18 and under, have those symptoms, if you seem to have any symptoms for it, but bring your kid to the pediatrician and make the appointment, or just walk-ins. That's another way to do it. But usually, make an appointment before you for to do. No, just make the appointment. And guys, if your kids are having the symptoms I was showing for the SMA, do not hesitate to make the appointment with their pediatrician and to get the referral or to genetics. It's what we did. And I really, and we tried genetics once before in BNC Boston Medical Center. They didn't want to do the exome testing. But genetics at Boston Children's, they will do it. And from what our experience was, insurance was paid for it. If you're willing to come up this way, just Boston Children's, go for you, because it's one of the better children's hospitals in the nation. Because even though I'm almost aged out, there's really good doctors there, and this is to say I'm like really good friends practically with my orthopedist. Me and my orthopedist, The two of us talks about anything and everything. The two of us always try to spark up a conversation with one another. We just love him. Him and I'm good. So I can tell you, I'm an all female doctor because I have the mixture of both of my teams. So with my Boston Children's team, because I have a few of my doctors on my Boston Children's team. They're boys, they're male. And my orthopedist is just one of them. He's always had a way to spark up a conversation. Should not have my appointments with him. And this one always comes to him. Because she also just loves him to him. Craig, huh? Yeah. If she knows it's today's, Gussie, Dr. Craig, and I was like, yep. But I just love him, guys. He's one of my Boston Children's 17 members. He's the favorite. He's just that kind of person you want to hang out with. He's the I don't know, the orthopedist over there, because I was assigned to him into his caseload when we had orthopedics here in Dartmouth, because I have a location in Dartmouth. Instead of and not just one location, guys. They actually have outpatient centers across the state of Massachusetts. I mean, they have a location in Lexington. That's where my OBGYN is. That's where my gynecologist is. It's my reproductive doctor. Weymouth is our favorite location. Waltham, we don't mind that location at all. My first appointment was there, and ophthalmology department. Dartmouth. I started seeing my orthopedist. I'm the one that we can easily spark up a convo with. We love that dude. Though, Mitch. A good thing. Who assigned to him because the two of us gets along together like a mother and her calf. It'd be like a mother cow and her calf. But as you can tell, they have multiple locations because say with the outpatient center. Yes. So not just the hospital in Boston. So, but we did go to the hospital a few times for appointments, and then the one that deserves its own video. because it was a while, and that journey was a wild one. Because that's it that any female wants to deal with. Which, man. So I really wished we had a bajillion set up for me sooner. Because I have another small cyst going on my right side. Those cysts can handle reproductivity. Really females, unfortunately. And I don't have that one left. The other one is gone. But like I said, I'll tell the whole story of it in a different video. So yeah, that's how I was ended up diagnosed with my SMS, and what is part of it, what are the symptoms, and how you can get the start the journey for it. Because it always starts off with the referral, followed by your kids in PCP, and then go on for there. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And as always, we'll see you next time. Peace!